Hello my dear students. Today we learn about the transmission lines. Chapter name is transmission lines. In that the topic is characteristic impedance, propagation constant and infinite line of a transmission line. Characteristic impedance. See here, characteristic impedance is denoted as Z0. Consider the infinite number of identical symmetrical networks are connected in a cascade. See, this is the cascade form. Identical symmetrical networks were connected in cascade form. The input impedance measured at the input terminals of the first network in the chain of infinite networks will have some finite value which depends on the network composition. See, this impedance is the important property for symmetrical network. Thus, the characteristic impedance of a symmetrical network is the impedance measured at the input terminals. Impedance is measured at the characteristic impedance at input terminals. See here, input impedance at input terminals of first network of chain of infinite network. See, this is connected to this network up to infinity. So input impedance at input terminals of second network of chain of input infinite network. See, this second network, this impedance is going to be present here. So like that, this impedance is here, this impedance is to next state input impedance. Input impedance of first network terminated in characteristic impedance like Z0. So here we are taking a symmetrical 4-terminal network, that is here Vg, source potential, source voltage, sinusoidal voltage we are applying. Z0 characteristic impedance, symmetrical 4-terminal network. Why? Because it has 4 terminals, 1, 2, 3, 4. Input side is 1, 1 dash we are representing, output side is 2, 2 dash with Z0. Propagation constant gamma. See here, network 1, network 2, network 3, network 4. Consider a chain of identical symmetrical networks. These all are symmetrical networks. Are connected in a cascade. Cascade in the sense here step by step, one by one, proceeding of another. The current leaving any section will be definite proportion of that entering section and in general will be out of phase with it. That the relationship between the currents entering and leaving the section is a vector quantity with both modulus and angle. See, generally gamma is equals to alpha plus j beta we are taking for this network. Let the ratio of the input output current be given by Is by I1. See, Is is this entering current, I1 is the leaving current. So this Is by I1 is equals to e power gamma. Since all the sections are identical, all the networks are identical, so Is by I1 is equals to I1 by I2, proceeding of that stage. Next I2 by I3, next I3 by I4, so and so is equals to e power gamma. So from that, Is by I2 is equals to this Is by I2 is equals to Is by I1 into I1 by I2. I1 get cancelled, then Is by I2 LHS to RHS. So but in terms of Is by I1 is equal to e power gamma. See, this is the proceeding network currents. Is by I1, I1 by I2, I2 by I3, I3 by I4 sequence. That current ratios, the cascade sequence of the order current ratios is equals to e power gamma. Gamma means propagation constant. So why e power gamma we are saying these current ratios? These current ratios always here in terms of complex currents. See, exponential variation. These ratios of currents, e power gamma is equals to alpha plus j beta. So e power is a complex quantity. So this current the relation with the function of exponential with complex quantity. So that's why we are taking the ratios are equivalent of e power gamma. This is by I1 by I2 from the above equation. We are substituting Is by I1 is equals to e power gamma, I1 by I2 is equals to proceeding current ratio I1 by I2 is equals to e power gamma. See, it is in the form of x power m into x power n, x power m plus n, e power gamma plus gamma, e power 2 gamma. Similarly, Is by I3 is equals to, we can written as Is by I1 into I1 by I2 into I2 by I3. I1 get cancelled, I2 get cancelled, LHS RHS satisfied. Again we substitute this Is by I1, I1 by I2, I2 by I3 is equals to e power gamma into e power gamma into e power gamma, e power 3 gamma. Hence, for n identical sections, connected is cascade, the ratio of input to output current is given by Is by IR is equals to e power n gamma. See here, up to Is by IR up to R, so like up to n, so it is e power n gamma up to n. See, if you take three current ratios, e power 3 gamma, 2 current ratios from starting cascade, e power 2 gamma, only individual you are taking each and every individual e power gamma, up to 3 gamma, 4 gamma, 5 gamma, 6 gamma, up to n gamma. Note that input current is represented by sending end current Is. Input current is always Is only, sending end current, so that's why Is, sending current. So like sending source voltage Vs, like sending current Is, while the output current represented by receiving end current IR. Output current is represented as receiving end current IR. Above equation can be written as Is by IR is equals to e power alpha plus j beta, e power n alpha into e power j I beta. See here, e power, if you take n times n alpha n beta, so e power j n beta, it is a n beta. So e power n alpha, so here the Is by IR is equals to n, so we can written as here n also n alpha. See, n is multiplied here, n alpha, n beta. So n alpha into e power j n beta. So e power n alpha is directly with e power n alpha, and e power j n beta is equals to cos n beta plus j sin n beta. So e power n alpha is square root of, here cos theta plus j sin theta is equals to magnitude is square root of x square plus y square. See, it is in the form of x plus iy, where x is equals to cos n beta, y is equals to sin n beta, x square plus y square, at an angle of tan inverse sin n beta by cos n beta. Here we are taking sin n beta by cos n beta. So tan inverse of sin n beta by cos n beta. Is by IR is equals to e power n alpha into, at an angle of, see, at an angle of n beta. This is the angle. So finally we get Is by Ir is equals to e power n alpha. Alpha means attenuation constant. So e power times of n times of alpha at an angle of n times of beta. Supposed to be it is only if n is equals to 1. Only one ratio of that network e power alpha into at an angle of beta. If n is equals to 2, e power 2 alpha at an angle of 2 beta, like that, where e power n alpha gives ratio of absolute magnitude of sending end current to receiving end current. So and n beta gives the phase angle between these two currents, phase angle. So if the network is correctly terminated, then we can written as Is by Ir is equals to Is by Ir into Z0 by Z0. So Is into Z0 is equals to, see, current into resistance, definitely voltage, but here we are taking in terms of Es, voltage in terms of, we are mentioning with EMF. So Ir is equals to Ir into Z0, voltage is Er. So Es by Er is equals to e power n alpha, again e power n alpha into at an angle of n beta. So the real part alpha of the propagation constant gamma is called attenuation constant and is measured e power alpha is equals to Is by Ir, where alpha is n is equals to 1. N is equals to 1. So alpha is equals to, from e exponential is going to be log Is by Ir from this equation. So attenuation in the sense Nepper per meter or decibel per meter. Alpha is always attenuation. The signal is going to be attenuated while transmitting the signal in the transmission line. Losses, nothing but attenuation in the sense losses in the transmission line. See how the losses in the transmission line. So once the transmission line current is flowing, this is the transmission line. This is the transmission line. This is the load. This is the source. While current is flowing through the transmission line with sinusoidal manner. See, current is always flow in the sinusoidal nature, while it dissipates some energy in the form of heat. Some attenuation losses also is there due to material of transmission line. So here heat, due to heat and due to material transmission line characteristic impedance affect. So the signal gets to be attenuated. Signal amplitude gets to be reduced over the from this point to this point, while electron energy, the transmission in the sense it is electron energy, it move going from this to this, that energy losses. So that is attenuation. So it is a Nepper per meter generally. Similarly, for n sections, e power n alpha is equals to Is by Ir, where n alpha is equals to log of Is by Ir. Nepper per meter we have to mention generally the loss of the transmission line. The imaginary part beta of the propagation constant gamma is called phase constant and is the equal to the angle of radiance. Beta is always radiance, by which output current leaving section lags that input current entering section. So that is the about attenuation constant and propagation constant. Now we take the infinite transmission line. The analysis of transmission of electric waves along any uniform and symmetrical transmission. See, electrical waves in the sense already we discussed. electron energy. Here electron energy. Electron energy along any uniform and symmetrical transmission line can be done in terms of results existing for an imaginary line of infinite length having electrical constants per unit length identical to that of the line under consideration. Hence, let us study the transmission of electrical waves along a line of infinite length first. See, we are taking, this is the transmission line, this is the transmission line up to, we are taking up to infinity. See, this is the transmission line up to, we are taking infinity. So this is the source voltage, this is the source current. S means source. Source voltage, source current. So in this infinite line, we are represented, assumed to be, this line is going to be infinity. The alternating voltage applied to the sending end is a finite current will flow, which depends on the capacity of the line and the leakage conductance between the two wires constituting the line. The finite current is denoted as, this finite current is denoted as Is. The ratio of the voltage applied Es and the current flowing Is is the input impedance of the line. See, input impedance is represented as Z0, like characteristic impedance, it is equals to the source voltage by source current, sending current or source current. So nothing but is the source current or source generated total current or sending current we call, right? So the definitely impedance is equal to voltage by current. Thus input impedance of the infinite line is called characteristic impedance. This input impedance of this infinite line is called characteristic impedance. Characteristic impedance. This is called characteristic impedance. Of the transmission line. This is the characteristic impedance of the transmission line and is denoted by Z0. This parameter plays an important role in the analysis of these transmission lines. These are very important. It plays key role while we are determining propagation constant or whatever it is, that will be indirectly it is related with this Z0. This parameter plays important role in the analysis of lines. In fact, the characteristic impedance of any practical line is defined as the impedance looking into an infinite line having same electrical properties. The characteristic impedance is a phasor quantity having a magnitude Z0 and angle theta or pi. So it is a complex. So once if it is a complex, then it's a magnitude and angle. Both magnitude and angle of the characteristic impedance vary with the frequency. Hence, the frequency at which the characteristic impedance is measured must be specified while specifying the value of the characteristic impedance. So, important properties of the infinite line. Important properties. What are the properties for this infinite line? See, in addition, the characteristic impedance, the infinite line has following two important properties. Those are, as the line has an infinite length, as the line is, already we assumed the line is going to be up to infinity. It is really practically possible? It is not possible. Just assumed as it is going to be infinity. Infinity line is never, it is not possible. As the line has infinite length, let us assume no waves will ever reach. See, this is the up to infinite length. Suppose my electron energy is going to be high strength at input side. This is going on. If you observe here, going on the transmission line. Here, that is die. That is die. The energy levels are going to be die up to infinity range, the big range, not infinity, is towards the infinity range. In between the certain length, it is going to be, the energy is going to be die. It is never reach to this infinity point. So that is the thing. See, the starting amplitude is more certain time, again next phase, certain phase, it is decreases, again decreases, die. It is going to be die in the transmission line electron energy. So that is only here mentioned there. So no waves will ever reach the receiving end, and hence there is no possibility of the reflection at the receiving end. Thus there cannot be any reflected waves. See, there is a chance of reflection of the wave, back, no chance. Why? Because already it is going to be energy loss, no strength it has. So no strength means not coming to back. That is a point says here. So possibility of reflection at the receiving end, thus there cannot be any reflected waves. No reflected waves, cannot be any reflected waves returning to the sending end. The complete power applied at the sending end absorbed by the line. So the total power, automatically, what does this mean? Total power is absorbed by this transmission line. As the reflected waves are absent, the characteristic impedance Z0 at the sending end will decide the current flowing when a voltage is applied to the sending end. The current will not be affected by the terminating impedance ZR. So any effect is there? This impedance effect is there from input to output? Never effect. This doesn't matter. Whatever the impedance at load side we are giving, that is doesn't matter for the infinite line, transmission line. Thus condition is fulfilled by the long lines in practice. This condition is fulfilled by the long lines in practice. So that is the thing. So suppose you take a short line. Let me take short line. The short line means a practical line of finite length. See, finite length. Short words does not indicate the information related to the actual length of the line, as it is a practical line with finite length. It is also called finite line. Let us see, finite line is related with infinite line. Finite line, this is the infinite. We are cutting this portion. Cut, then you have to make it a point. It is A, it is B. So this is the way, we are cutting. So this is a small section, small transmission. So here AB, this point A, this point B. So this transmission line, one transmission line, top, bottom. this is the top, this is the bottom, or two different lines. So this is the two-wire transmission line. So we are giving the names. This is the third transmission line. This is the fourth transmission line. So like that, set of transmission lines here we are giving the names. Transmission line means it's sending as well as receiving. These are two lines are there with respect to load, outside load, inside input side source voltage. So input impedance, looking at the terminals 1 and 2 Z0, which is, it is a characteristic impedance. Now this is a Z0 is a characteristic impedance for the infinite transmission line. Now we are cutting this and what happens, individually we are taking. Now section AB is short section, and compared to infinite length of the line, it is having negligible length. Hence the remaining line from the terminal 3 and 4 represent an infinite nature of the line. See, again it is the part of the line is cutting, then it is going to be is again infinite length of transmission line. Hence, as per the definition, impedance looking at the terminals 3 and 4 is, again it is, any variation is there? No variation. It is also Z0. So from electrical point of view, the impedance at the terminating end section AB must be Z0 at the terminal B. At the terminal B also it presents, see same, this impedance is present over here. Whatever this impedance is present in this section also, this short section also. So that's why we are representing this impedance here. So thus the short section AB is now terminated is an actual impedance Z0 as shown in figure. Then all the properties of such a line will be exactly same as that of the infinite line. That we understand. From the infinite line, one small section we are cutting, that input impedance of the infinite line is same as this transmission line impedance. This section across B section impedance is same as this present. So that is why here we are representing characteristic impedance. Short section is terminated in Z0. So the current and voltage at all the points along the length of the short section will be exactly same as if the section has infinite length. Thus it can be concluded that, what is the conclusion? A finite line which is terminated in its characteristic impedance behaves as infinite line. A finite line which terminated in its characteristic impedance, finite line, behaves as an infinite line. So this short lines also behaves like infinite transmission line. Yes, it is equals to infinite transmission line. See, I am taking infinite line. So this is also Z0. So this is also Z0. So infinite line and this same characteristic impedance. Even though if you are cutting the short length, this is also same characteristic impedance. So that's why in its characteristics impedance behave as an infinite line. This means that its input impedance will be Z0 and there will be no reflection. Input impedance will be Z0 and there will be no reflection. So that is a characteristic impedance and propagation constant gamma, attenuation constant alpha, and propagation constant beta we are studied today. Further class we will discuss. Okay, thank you students.